Nah.
That's our new intro music right there.
Nah. Hello and welcome to another episode of the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We're your hosts. I am Scott, and joining me as always, he doesn't know the difference between a brooch and a pin. It's Zachary Zachary.
I mean, I guess it is sort of a pin if you think about it.
It sort of is a pin. Yeah, I guess a brooch is sort of a pin.
I was so baffled when you told me you were not gonna call me a sword swallower. Through.
I had a curveball for you because I knew you wouldn't expect it, and I wanted to see how you reacted to that one.
Yeah, and I always expect sword swallowing.
You always expect me to you to sword swallow, definitely.
Hey, it's a group activity.
It's a group activity, always.
Sword swallow.
Through and through.
Say that 5 times fast, dude.
I don't
Jesus.
want to try. So I had to hit you with you got to know your jewelry better, bro. You got to know your jewelry better. Come on.
Fair enough.
Be better. Just
I should be better.
Of all the things I ask of you, just be better.
Just be better.
Just
all right, fair enough.
Be better. How are you doing this week, pal?
I am doing about the same as I was doing when the last episode came out.
That's crazy how that works.
Isn't that weird?
Absolutely wild.
Isn't that just wild?
I
have been playing a lot of Apex. I know that's not your favorite thing, but I have been playing a lot. I've been playing ranked. That's about it, man. Just been watching the Astros fuck some shit up. Lots of baseball, lots of video games.
I'm still pretty just riding high on my Avs, gotta say.
I don't blame you, dude. They just won the Stanley Cup last week, man. You gotta be hyped about that.
In hockey, which is, as much as we talk about baseball, hockey is probably my favorite sport. It's very close between those two. And the Rockies are fucking sniffing the
Rockies
championship
are terrible, so
like ever. So
well, it's weird though because those dudes they definitely run a cycle before they're about to play some big teams.
When
they play the Dodgers, it's absurd how well they play.
I don't know what is happening. That's not usually the case, but this year they're like, we're gonna play really good against the actual good teams and shit against the bad
everybody else.
I don't want to really talk about baseball or the Rockies. I would rather talk about Game of Thrones.
Well, hold on before we talk about Game of Thrones. How about those Rockies? No, I'm just kidding.
Game of Thrones, definitely not episode 25, Kissed by Fire.
Oh, what a guy.
Definitely took care of all the pre-production things that I need to do.
I wanted to ask you, Scotty. Let's see if you can multitask here, you fucking piece of shit.
Multitask with me. You don't see anything.
How much money did you spend on Avs merch?
Oh boy. Okay, so here's the thing is as the game was ending, I texted you guys that I would probably be as they won the Stanley Cup, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be spending money on the Avs merch. And I was on websites looking at the Stanley Cup championship stuff. And then I got caught up in watching the celebration, the cup handoff is the greatest tradition in all of sports, blah blah blah. And by the time I got later in the night and I was going back to actually get some stuff, everything was fucking sold out.
Jeez,
just gonzo, dude. It is in my size in particular, it was just I couldn't find anything. So all that will
wait
have
for a restock
to
at least.
Wait, I guess. Yeah, I'm still looking to get another jersey. So you know what? I'll be patient. It is what it is. I got a puck when I actually went to the game. When I went to Game 4 as a good Stanley Cup memento. So
yeah,
I'm not
that's cool.
Super pissed about it. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah. Good
well,
stuff.
Nice.
This is definitely episode 26, The Climb. You did not see anything about the previous episode on there. I don't know what you're talking about. Never could have happened because this is episode 26, The Climb. I mean,
and also this is a professional podcast.
This is a professional podcast. We don't make weird, dumb mistakes like that. this is a solid episode. Definitely not up to what last week's was, but that's almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
I can't fault it.
Right.
But it does have some good stuff.
Yeah. You're gonna talk about the episode first. So
okay. You just have nothing to add. Why don't I just jump in here then?
Yeah, why don't we just jump into the goddamn thing? You know, dude, let's be honest. I am still just thinking about how fucking incredible last episode was.
Probably.
Yeah.
That or you're thinking about swallowing swords. One of those two.
I mean,
one of those two.
I can think about both.
You can.
I'm good at multitasking. Multiple swords at once.
Indeed. Let's jump in here. We begin in the north with Gilly teaching Sam how to make a fire. And he also shows her the dragon glass dagger. We find out Sam has a lovely singing voice. Somewhere else in the north, we have a riveting conversation about skinning rabbits. And we learn that having, quote unquote, the sight can take its toll on the body as Jojen's sleeping body convulses during a vision. Somewhere else in the north, John and Ygritte and co prepare to climb the wall. Ygritte tells John he knows how to fuck. She also tells him that she'll cut his pretty cock off and wear it around her neck if he betrays her. Just the love between these two is
it's unmatched.
It's unmatched. In the Riverlands, Arya receives an archery lesson from the Brotherhood when they are joined by an unlikely guest. Melisandre arrives and speaks with Thoros. She gains an audience with Beric and is perplexed with Thoros being able to bring Beric back from the dead. Melisandre makes a deal for Gendry and he is taken away not before Melisandre leaves Arya with some ominous words. In the north, John, Ygritte, and co continue their climb up the wall. John looks down and then looks up to stare at Ygritte's ass before almost falling to his death. That definitely happened. Somewhere unknown, Mopman prophecies, my fucking guy, taunts Theon with some water. Theon plays a guessing game and loses. Boy, does he lose a lot.
Yeah, man, our guy, not our guy, your guy has been losing a lot.
Yeah.
The Freys and King Robb meet to discuss terms to continuing and mending their alliance. Lord Frey's terms are a formal apology, warranted, I'll admit. Harrenhal and all of its lands, kind of a reach, but okay. And Lord Edmure to wed one of his daughters. Edmure refuses, but is eventually convinced by the Blackfish and King Robb.
I love how you're evaluating this trade offer, like, as it's coming down.
Yeah.
Like, you're...
dude, you're asking for Harrenhal?
Yeah. You're like an ESPN talking head right now. Yo, they want Harrenhal? Like, no, send that shit back.
If it was me, I'd wait for free agency, maybe look for a new agent.
Harrenhal is owed $6 million over the next 5 years. There's no way they get Harrenhal. No. The cap
highest
space
annual
just
average salary in Westeros right now.
The draft picks just won't cut it.
Gonna need a little more than that.
Mm-hmm.
At Harrenhal, Roose Bolton tells Jaime that he will allow him to return back to King's Landing if he promises to tell Tywin that he had nothing to do with his maiming. Jaime insists Brienne join him, but he is denied. A heavyweight bout ensues in King's Landing, where Olenna Tyrell and Tywin Lannister go toe-to-toe over the marriage proposal of Cersei and Loras. It is one hell of a conversation, but Olenna ultimately consents to the marriage. She does get a little bit of a verbal ass whipping here. But she stands her ground.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. At the wall, a wrong move during the climb causes an entire sheet of ice to come loose, leaving Ygritte and Jon dangling, while shit-ass Orell attempts to cut them loose to save himself. Jon does manage to catch footing on the side, and he is able to save Ygritte before she falls to her death. In King's Landing, we learned that the order to kill Tyrion was given by Joffrey and not Cersei. Tyrion meets with Sansa to tell her of the plan for them to marry. Varys and Littlefinger exchange some blows before we're given the infamous "Chaos is a ladder" speech.
Chaos is a ladder.
And yeah, dude, I hate it. And this episode ends with Jon and Ygritte and co arriving at the top of the wall to live happily ever after.
I feel kind of bad that we have relegated my boy Tormund to just and co for like
he hasn't been anything extra yet.
That's true.
He'll have his time.
It's true.
It's mostly and co because Orell's with him, and fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That is episode 26, The Climb.
I just realized how short and quick that recap felt.
You are always short and quick, and I think people can probably tell the difference between who is writing which recap. If not from us reading our dumb shittery, it's just like I write full novels, and you're just quick and to the point. You know, let us know down in the comments who's better.
You know what? All right. Yeah, let us know. Let us know. DM down in the comments, wherever it is.
Yeah.
You gotta know.
It's definitely me. Anyway. It was to start off just right at the top.
Mine are funnier.
Right at the top, I gotta say, Gilly is completely uninterested in Sam's knife, and I'm just like, that's a big ouch, bro.
Dude, yeah, man.
That's a big ouch. She doesn't give a shit about your knife.
He's like, hey, you want to see my Pokemon card collection? And she's like, yeah, nice.
The poor guy, the sheepish kind of look as he like tucks the dagger back up into his cloak is, I just feel so bad for my boy Sam. It's just like,
R.I.P. my guy.
Yeah, R.I.P. I don't know if there's any recovering from that one, bud. The only chance you have is that you're like the only man she's ever known other than her father, so you might have a shot.
I mean, hey, that's our boy's got his chance to shine.
Yes, definitely. It's just a fun, sweet little scene between them. But I was just like, that's very funny how she does not give a hell about his dragon glass like, knife.
What's it do?
Yeah, what's it do?
Like, all sorts of things.
I'm not sure that it does anything. You know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Where else do you want to go?
So let's actually talk. Okay, so let's just talk about the climb the whole time.
Okay.
Like all three of those sections, because look, I hate the climb stuff. It's just so boring to me.
Wait, yeah. You mean the actual like scene itself, or just
yes?
Well, no, I'm sorry. The scene, like, I guess it's more the chaos is a ladder scene that I think of it as the climb scene. But you're just talking about
that is incredible. Yes,
that's where I was trying to differentiate. No. Okay, you're talking about just them climbing.
Them actually physically climbing up the wall. It is just
gotcha.
So uninteresting to me because it is the most predictable thing that could ever happen in anything. Like you put some main characters climbing up anything ever, and they're gonna almost fall probably once or twice, and then save themselves. Like. It's just so boring.
Fair, but we do get the amazing moment with Jon, just the goofiest grin of all time as he checks out Ygritte's ass. I do love that because she just totally looks down and calls him on it, and he's just kind of like,
he's like, yeah, I do be looking.
It's so funny.
Which is funny because, like, look, no disrespect to Rose Leslie, but there's not, I mean, like, she's like a very petite woman. She does not have, like, you know, a lot to look at.
That's the only ass he knows, you know? And he be loving it. He be loving it. Also, I gotta point out that every time Ygritte does the Jon Snow voice where she, like, makes fun of him, is so damn funny to me.
It is. What is she?
She's like, oh, I'm Jon Snow, and I'm too afraid to talk about
Oh,
kissing
right.
girls or something like that. And it's just I do that exact
I've
same
killed
kind of,
dead men and
yes, that's what it is.
Whatever.
I've killed dead men and I'm too afraid to talk about girls. I do that exact same kind of dumb voice, and it just cracks me up. Also, I'm very glad that she's not stupid and knows that he's still loyal to the Night's Watch.
Yes.
And she's just like,
She does try and give him the old razzle dazzle though. She's like, look, I know you're still loyal to them, but I'm your woman now, so you got to be loyal to me.
Right. Well, that's how she's like, we're just me in their armies for both sides. She's like, you got to be loyal to me. Like, I'm your woman. And I appreciate that from her.
I do. Yeah, I also appreciate like she says something like it's in the same conversation. She's like, I'm not going to say anything. Like I'm your woman now. Like
right.
That's like you're owed at least that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I like. I think it's just kind of cool how it's just kind of a very matter of fact like no, this is what we are now, and I've got your back because of that, you know. So
also, Aurel just sucks. Like, fuck that guy,
dude. Aurel is the worst, man. And am I making? I don't know if this is like some fan thing I read or if like this actually happened. But it's in my brain. Does he like Ygritte?
Oh, he definitely does.
Okay, all right. That is in the show. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not shown in this episode though.
It might have already been shown, but it's definitely shown a little bit more later, I think. Like he says a lot of stuff. I mean, it's very obvious. Like, he's just jealous of Jon Snow in every way. You know, he doesn't know how to do the Lord's Kiss, so he's super jealous of Jon.
Hey, it takes a lot of practice.
You know what? It does, and you got to be.
Which is weird though, because Jon's never had any practice.
Yeah, listen, he's gifted, naturally gifted, and just Thoros. Aurel just isn't as generous a lover as my boy Jon is.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a very selfish person.
True. That's kind of it for the wall climbing stuff until the very end, which we can kind of talk about that in context with the rest of the scene.
Right.
Let's go to the Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the Bat Cave.
Meanwhile, at the Brotherhood's Bat Cave. I love Thoros's monologue backstory here.
Yes.
I know people have like called out this kind of thing before as like, oh, it's just very contrived. Like, oh, he's just gonna launch into a story of his entire life story at you all of a sudden. I don't care. It's good. That's all I really care about. He delivers it very well, and it's like interesting. So I like that sequence a lot. He has one of my favorite lines definitely in this scene where he's talking about the first time he brought Beric back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
How he says, like, I said the words, I said the prayers, and he says, not because I believed in them, but because he was my friend and he was dead, and they were the only words I had.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, damn, that hits me hard. Like, that's an extremely good moment for sure.
Yeah. Also, my first time watching, I was very like, what the fuck is going on when Melisandre showed up?
Oh, sure.
What is happening here?
You don't speak High Valyrian. My friends don't speak High Valyrian.
Yeah, right. You speak the common tongue.
You didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I had no clue. And it took me a while before I was like even after Gendry went with them.
Really? You still?
I was really slow on the draw on this one.
He's got king's blood, my dude.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it did take me. Like I feel like I did realize it like at the end of the episode or something like that. But while it was happening, I was like, I don't understand. Like, why is this? And then, you know, I kind of had the aha moment where I was like, oh, right, she's doing some fucking weird thing with like king's blood. Which
when is Mel not doing some weird thing?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd be okay with her doing some weird things.
Oh, definitely. I didn't say I was against it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's nice.
She's nice.
Yeah, she's nice. I like her.
I love how Gendry and the archer guy and guy are just like, that's because you're a girl. Yeah, you don't like.
What's that got to do with anything?
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny. Poor Arya.
So let's see here. Well, actually, before we move away from the Batcave, I really like how, like, Melisandre has kind of been this, like, she's got it figured out, but not.
Right.
Like, up until, well, actually, and like since I've met her, I've always been very like, like she knows stuff, but also I kind of think she's full of shit at the same time.
Sure.
And then we see this whole thing with Thoros and like being able to bring back Beric, and we have seen her do some like pretty intense stuff. And like the more and more you watch her, the more it's like, okay, she does have power. Like she is a powerful person, but then just to see her just kind of floored by this,
she is shocked.
She is, yeah. I mean, yeah, she is completely taken aback that this is even possible.
Right. And
I think it's cool because she seems to be very well versed and like practiced in this religion or magic or whatever it is. And I just feel like it gives a little bit more substance to like what Thoros is able to do.
Yes. I love how she says, you shouldn't have this power. And Thoros is just like, I have no power. Yeah. Like, it's the Lord of Light that does it. Thoros is real good in this episode.
Yeah, he is very good. So should we like touch base on Mothman?
Oh, sure. I do have a note on this.
Okay.
Fucking goddamn Theon.
Did you go watch Mothman Prophecies?
I did. Yes. I have my movie book report on the Mothman Prophecies. No, I'm kidding. My note here is Theon is a fucking idiot. That X you're strapped to is literally on the Bolton's banners.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but like, you have lived in the North for like 10 plus years, my dude.
Yeah.
Are you so fucking stupid that you guess the Umbers? You guess every Northern house.
Do I look like a fucking Umber to you?
Mop Man not having it. I know you're in a lot of pain, Theon, dude, but you're literally strapped to something that's on a Northern house's banner.
Not to mention, he starts peeling back his skin.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking gross. Just so gross.
Yeah, dude.
That's all I have to say about that sequence. I still hate most of what's
It's like flaying a fish,
there.
man.
It's please stop. Please stop.
Just fry up that skin, make some nice crispy rinds.
Rinds?
Yeah, like pork rinds.
Oh.
It's like fried pig skin.
Come from fish? You said a fillet of fish.
I'm relating things, filleting something.
You're the worst. Let's talk about River Run.
Okay. Let's talk about River Run.
Yeah. Where John is negotiating.
John.
Sorry, Rob.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta say, my biggest takeaway from this is Edmure is such a dope. I'm kind of starting to like him. he's such a fucking dope. Like when they're like, they're basically when they reveal the final thing they want is Edmure to marry whatever. He's like not even paying attention. He's like taking a drink of his wine. He's like, huh? What? I'm sorry. What?
What?
What? His eyes go all white. He's such a dope. I kind of am starting to love him. He's such an idiot.
That's such a Scott take.
Yes.
Dude, I fucking hate you.
It is. That is the Scottest of takes. Dude,
Edmure sucks, man. He's like, he's just such an idiot.
That's the thing. Like, he means well, though. Like,
does he?
It's you know, I just got done talking about what a fucking idiot Theon is. They're on the opposite end of the idiot spectrum where, like, Edmure is kind of like this well-meaning, lovable moron whereas Theon is just a dick to everyone and deserves everything that he gets. I don't know. Like I'm coming around on Edamure. He really
I don't see it.
Has he told you about this mill? Like, let me tell you about this
I just
mill
don't see
that he
it.
got.
You know
brother.
who I am coming around on?
Okay, tell me.
Fucking. I mean, not that I needed to come around on him. The Blackfish, though.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
what does he say about like my? Okay, I know you know the line.
I have it because yes, I do. You would love this one. It's when Edamure says the laws of gods and men are clear. No man can compel to marry.
The laws of my.
And Blackfish responds with, "The laws of my fists are about to compel your teeth." Which is like so dumb, it's great.
It's such
amazing.
a fucking like stupid brute thing to say. It's very so funny.
Like playground insult. Like, oh yeah, well the laws of my fists are about to sock you right in the kiss.
How do you like my face to foot style?
I am bleeding, making me the victor. Yeah, definitely. That line is absolutely
dude. What
phenomenal.
A deep cut! Oh my god! If anybody knows that reference, you gotta let us know. We're not even gonna say.
Well, we've definitely talked about that movie.
We? I don't think we have.
On the pod. Oh yes. Oh yes. You shall call me Betty.
Betty.
Anyway. So good.
Taco Bell.
Rob is, doing everything he can to get the Freys back on his side. They've got some demands.
Burrito.
I fucking
Your clothes are blue.
Red again. Do you have anything else you want to say about Rob? Don't wave your finger at me.
Dude. Oh my god.
Tiger.
Dude, you know what actually legitimately is the best thing in that movie? Is simply just the opening when the baby's rolling down the hill and the lady's like,
one of the best parts. Yeah.
So cute.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The bye-bye is a masterful touch.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
It's so good. Okay. All right. We gave you guys more than enough.
What do you want to say about River Run, Zach?
So I mean, look, you kind of talked about it a little bit last episode, like Rob kind of not really knowing where to go. And although he does have this kind of like idea of what he'd like to accomplish now,
right? He's
still on his back foot completely.
Yep.
And he is completely at the mercy of others right now.
This is a Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, dude, completely. And so it's just we've been talking about it for a while as this has kind of been leading up, but like we are seeing the thread just kind of like unravel.
Mm-hmm.
And he is really clinging on to some shit right now. I don't know. I guess like I get a little bit lost in this because I guess it's a perspective thing, right? Obviously hindsight's 20/20. But like I just don't get how anybody thought that this would work.
I mean, sure, but like when you're in the moment, like I don't know how much we want to get into it, but like I read this book before I saw the season of the show. So all I say is like it may be even what's coming, maybe even more telegraphed in the book, but like you only see what you want to see, And so like when it happened, it's only after the fact that you realize, oh, of course. And that's why it's so good. It's a fucking course this was going to happen once you look back. But in the moment, I was like shocked,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I've always felt like unmoved or uncompelled by the Frey. So like bringing them back into the fold, I was just kind of like, okay,
You don't
whatever.
like Cable Car? How to Save Life? Your favorite dad? Don't you refer to them as dad rock? Your favorite?
I mean,
genre?
they're kind of borderline dad rock. They're so good though, dude.
Okay, you like that's right. You do like
the Fray is so
big
fucking
fan of the Fray.
good.
Yeah, you know they're from Denver, Colorado.
They are well, they're from Fort Collins, but yes,
Disagree.
they're from Fort Collins, but okay.
Disagree. They're from Denver. How to Save a Life. That's something that Jamie is trying to do. Let's see what I did there.
Hey, there you go.
At Harrenhal. But boy, does Lord Bolton put him back in his place.
I found God. The corner of first and I missed.
A different song.
I know, it's still a great song though.
Jamie trying to cut his meat one-handed is like
It's so
the
fucking
funniest thing
pathetic.
that happens in this episode. I was like, he's so determined.
Yeah, like why aren't you just stabbing it and taking a fucking bite, dude?
Brienne and Roose are just having this back and forth conversation, and Jamie just has his head down and is just going to fucking town on that meat. He looked like me on a Friday night, if you know what I mean.
Going to town on the meat, dude.
He is just
Head down, going to town.
yes.
Head down, going to town.
Going to town.
Hey, can we put that
some
on a
meat,
shirt, please?
Bars. Holy shit. That is absolutely so good.
Head down, going to town.
Big bars. But yes, I like how Jamie is somewhat back to his old self. He is quipping. He is, his fever's probably passed a little bit, and he's like, he's making some jokes and like being aloof, and it's
He's also playing the dad card.
he plays the dad card again, and Roose smacks him down for that one a little bit. But as much as I loved and adored, in case you couldn't tell, last week's Jamie, it's good to see him back being. He's got his walls up again,
Right.
his mask that he wears. So this is a good sequence. Roose is intimidating as all hell. And yeah,
That actor is fantastic, dude.
he's real good. Jamie's like, oh, I'm gonna have to insist that Brienne comes with me, and Roose is just like, you are not in a position to insist on anything, dude. You can go straight to hell. So that is not a great development for Brienne. We shall have to see where that goes.
For the first time watching the show, Roose Bolton letting Jamie go was very like,
Yeah.
That's a little sus,
Yeah.
as the kids say.
You must think just like, dude, this guy must be terrified of Tywin, bro. Like,
Right.
I mean, who isn't, to be fair, but
Right.
Yeah. Anything else at Harrenhal we didn't need to
No,
talk
I think that's the really good Harrenhal stuff happened
about? Yeah, true.
last episode.
There's
let's
some really
talk
good
about
King's Landing stuff.
King's Landing, yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably where the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Definitely.
We gonna jump into this Tywin Elena bout?
Olenna asking Tywin if he was ever bi-curious is fucking amazing. It's just fucking amazing.
You had boy cousins, right? Come on, you guys never, and Tywin just like,
You never were head down going to town on some meat.
Head down going to You never went skiing,
You never did the old double Dutch rudder.
I just want to see what it feels like, man. Just grab my arm.
Oh my god.
Oh my fuck.
Is there anyone else in the entire Seven Kingdoms that would have the balls to ask Tywin Lannister if he was ever a little bi-curious?
If he ever had head down going to town? Probably not, dude.
she's unbelievably.
She's a legend. She really
She is
is.
a legend.
My comment earlier about Tywin winning, I think, is just because he gets what he wanted.
He's kind of got a trump card of like, I have the power to name people to the Kingsguard, and I will name your heir to the Kingsguard if you force my hand. So,
right.
There's not much that Olenna, as practiced as she is at the game, can do about that one. So, but to her credit, like, she probably gives the best verbal sparring to Tywin that we've ever seen. Like,
oh, by a mile, dude.
Like, Tyrion will, like, quip and kind of, like, fight back against Tywin, but it's not on this same level, you know?
No. And like, Tywin shrugs Tyrion's shit off.
Right. He just kind of ignores it.
He doesn't entertain it.
Right.
And, like, there's obviously a level of respect, but also Tywin knows that he needs Olenna.
Yes.
To some degree, anyway.
My favorite line, I think, of this is when Olenna calls Cersei old, and Tywin literally does a full, like, spin double take and goes, old? And she's just like, old. I'm something of an expert on the subject. Dude, and I'm just like, Olenna, you fucking rule.
We're not even addressing the actual best line of this conversation.
Oh, true. You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
so he goes, like, he tries to say some shit about, like, what Loras is doing at nighttime. Yeah. And she's like, okay. And he's like, you don't deny it. And she's like, no, a sword swallower through and through.
So good. So
fucking good. And it's so cool because that just completely removes that being able to be a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, yeah. Like, he head down, goes to town all the time. Like, that's my boy.
Then she turns it around and she's like, hey, what about your kids, though? Brothers and sisters. Ooh, yikers. That's a big yikers from me, bro.
That's some head down, not going to town, if you know what I'm saying.
I just love, she's like, we're a little loose in Highgarden, I will admit, but that...
Dude, I love that he's like, I will not speak this shit into existence or whatever, and then, like, it's silent for a second, and he's forced to continue talking about it.
We know. I wish there was 20 more scenes of the two of them together. Like,
I agree. I do wish we got more of them.
It's so fucking good. I love how they even have that moments in the middle of the conversation of where, like, they're both, like, kind of lamenting being old, and Tywin's like, I assure you the years do their things to us as well. And it's just like, you know, like,
Tywin, all you're talking about is not being able to get your dick hard, man. Come on.
That, and he probably has to piss 12 times a night. But it's just, you know, like, Tywin, I've said before, game recognizes game, and I think Tywin knows that Olenna is maybe the worthiest of adversaries he has to face. And it's such a funny sequence. And it's
you
great.
had cousins.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Come on, you never...
Squires, boys of your father's bannermen. Like, come on.
You never... Never.
Oh, God, Charles Dance.
Such a child, dude. No, never.
Charles Dance is legendary, as is Lady Olenna. I really, really love, also, this Tyrion and Cersei scene.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I think I like it best when Cersei and Tyrion, like, have an understanding and are like...
I don't think I would like it if it happened too often. Like, it's such a breath of fresh air when it does happen that you feel like you're kind of getting to peek behind the veil a little bit.
When their conversations are more friendly and less, like, adversarial, like, I was thinking of the one where I can't remember what season it was, but, like, where he's kind of trying to comfort her about Joffrey being a fucking maniac.
Psychopath.
Yeah. And it's like, I just really always enjoy these scenes when they like kind of have this understanding. My favorite line. Well, there's actually several really good ones. I love how Tyrion is like, it's tough to say which of the four of us is getting the worst end of this deal. And they kind of go through and he's like, easy money would be on Sansa, basically, but I'm sure Sir Loras will come to know a deep misery or something to that effect. And then at the end, the way he closes it out is so legendary because, he's basically saying, like, when Jaime gets back, he basically might kill Sir Loras. And then as he's kind of looking out on the gardens again, he just goes, Jaime or not, I'm truly fucked. And I'm just like, God, Tyrion, you're so fun. You're so good. But this is a great scene between the two of them, as they generally always are.
Yeah, it's also so sad for Sansa too. Like, she's just had like this light at the end of the tunnel kind of painted for her. I mean, she's been put through the fucking ringer, dude.
She's talking about her man, her betrothed to be, about jewelry. She's like, I
think what's so funny is when she like says what colors he likes, and Shay is like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So does he? I bet he does.
I bet he does. Yeah, basically. This is all Sir Loras. What she sees Sir Loras as, I should say, is all Sansa has ever dreamed of, being the naive little girl that she is.
Right.
And it truly is heartbreaking. Like, I appreciate the choice that they did of like Tyrion, like just so awkward, like going in to like tell her, and he's like, please, Shay, just leave, please. Please, I don't want to do this with you in here, please. And then it just cuts to poor Sansa just basically bawling. It is rough. You can't help but feel for her. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Lord Tywin does what he gonna do.
Yeah. So I think that's. Is there any? I feel like we're missing something in King's Landing.
I kind of was feeling that same way, but I don't know that we are. I mean, the
Varys and Little. Right. Okay, that's
yeah,
right. Which kind of leads into the end.
I thought you meant other than that.
No, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, do you know the full speech by chance?
No. Definitely not.
Should I look it up?
I wish I could. You want me to? No, there's too much. It's long.
It's not that long.
It's pretty long. I can't keep up a Littlefinger voice for that long.
Yeah, you can.
Chaos is a ladder. It's great. Do you really want me to do the whole thing?
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Okay, fine.
I think you should do it. While Scotty's looking this shit up, did you guys know that we still have merch? You can find that at a link in the description box, either of the podcast episode or of the YouTube video. We got some bitchin' shirts with a lot of nice colors, available in a lot of sizes too, for us big boys. Got a really cool custom design on the front, custom design on the back, and they fit great. I mean, I'm a big boy, and I feel like I look like a sexy little boy in that shirt. So, you guys should pick that shit up. Also, hoodies as well. I know it's the middle of summer in Texas, and it's terrible. But can never be too prepared. Do that whole thing. We'll make sure to throw the link in the description.
All right, you ladder.
What?
Are you ladder?
I am not ladder.
Are you ladder? Okay. So, obviously, leading into this is when Varys says, like, basically, like, what's left, like, chaos, and he basically describes it as chaos being a pit. And then Littlefinger launches into his legendary moment of, chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail and never get to try again. The fall breaks them, and some are given a chance to climb, but refuse. They cling to the realm, or love, or the gods, illusions. Only the ladder is real. Climb is all there is. But they'll never know this, not until it's too late. And that is the Chaos is a Ladder speech by...
It's a good speech.
It's a fucking great speech.
It is a fucking great speech. I will say this. It's a better speech read than said by Little fucking Finger.
No, incorrect, wrong. He sells it. And big shouts to, like, the editing here about how they kind of string these sequences together in the background, just like montage of what's happening. Like
that is what makes it.
It's a great moment. Like the closing of this episode is extremely
when he
memorable.
says the climb and their hands come up over the cliff. It is very good.
Yeah, and he's talking about like how,
I guess what I mean, Scott, is like picture being Varys, and just like. You don't get the music. You don't get the fucking montage. You're just standing there in front of him, and he's just telling you all this shit, and you're just like,
perfect.
Dude, holy shit. What are we doing here, my guy?
Listen. Varys knows him a good monologue. He's had several himself when he's like monologuing at Tyrion about his bits being cut off. Yeah, and being burned in a fire. So he's in for it. I have no doubt the Varys is in. You
think when Littlefinger finished that, Varys goes, "Hey, man, nice job, man." That was
no, probably more likely is as he started, Varys just kind of rolls his eyes like, "Oh, fucking here we go again. Is he gonna talk about chaos being a ladder again?" It is an extremely memorable moment in the show's history. Like just the sequence. The speech is good. We see poor Roz has been murdered by that sack of shit. Joffrey.
It's just not even okay, dude. Joffrey is such a fucking piece of shit.
So shitty.
Human garbage, dude.
Yeah. We obviously see Sansa crying as the ship sails away because he has to marry the imp. And then the climax when they climb up onto the wall and climax as they look out over the beautiful north, but not north of the wall, south of the wall. It's a moment that sticks with you, I feel like.
Yeah.
For sure. Agree. So
yeah, I mean, I think the most memorable part of it is simply chaos is not a pit, it's a ladder.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a good quote, dude. Like
it is a good quote.
Like, is there anything said in this show that better summarizes Littlefinger's character?
That's what I was gonna say.
Probably not.
This is him in a nutshell.
Yeah,
100%. The other one that would be in contention is like when Varys, I think he tells Lady Olenna, he's like, he would see the realm burn to the ground
to be king of the ashes, right?
So, yeah, I mean, the dude is always on brand, and I think this is a really cool moment. So, is there anything else?
I think it's time, Scott.
Time for what, buddy?
Time for Who Be Thrown.
Like, when do I switch over? How long is he gonna go? Who'll be thrown in?
Man, it's been a long night, guys.
It has been a long night. We've been head down, going down on some meat for the whole night. Where we last left off with the best episode so far this season, I feel like pretty safely can say that. Jaime Lannister had taken the top spot after his amazing scene in the bath. Lord Tywin's still a baller, still just absolutely owning his children. Was it 2? Jon Snow, talk about head down. He was at 3.
Johnny Boy's going to town.
Johnny Boy definitely has his head down all the time. When he's not looking up at Egret's ass, that is. Beric Dondarrion with a great episode at 4, and Arya Stark with just a... She had maybe the most heart-wrenching episode we've had in a while at 5. So I definitely feel like Jamie wasn't there. Okay, yeah. Obviously, how could I forget that scene? Arya can come down. Yeah, like
Arya and Beric both.
Arya and Beric both. I agree. Jon, I think, stays.
Yeah.
He saved his girl. He made it to the top of the wall.
Does Olenna make the list?
Olenna definitely makes the list. That's what I was gonna say. Olenna has to make this list, and I think the other have to is your fucking boy, Littlefinger.
Why?
I mean, he's on his way to become wed Lysa Arryn and become Lord of the Vale. He gives Cersei what she wants, what she needs. He has this great fucking moment. Like, you gotta put Littlefinger on this list, no?
Yeah, I guess. I just hate him. I just hate him, dude.
Come on, be objective.
Okay.
Another big contender is the Blackfish, pretty much only for that one line.
Probably not.
Probably not, though.
Probably not.
Let's see, who else?
Man,
Mop Man, no. Thoros.
You better change his name.
Oh, fucking Thoros. Wait, which Thoros is this? Do I have the right Thoros? I've definitely fixed that. It's definitely been a week later. Here we go. I feel strongly about Thoros being on this list.
Do you really?
I do. I really like his scene.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, I don't
dislike
his scene. I just no. I like. It's not standout to me. If that's what you're asking.
May I also present another option? Roose Bolton.
Ooh, I kind of like that, but I feel like that's maybe premature.
What about...
Does Jamie stay on the list?
Probably. He wins his freedom here, and it's real funny what he's doing to that meat.
Head down, dude.
But maybe not. What about Mel? Mel finds her man. Mel's got her some king's blood.
Right, she does. Yeah, but she doesn't really have a good scene, and we still don't know what the fuck the point is.
I think Jamie can come off. Agreed?
Okay. Tywin at the top?
I think Tywin takes his spot back, and I think Olenna has to go to number 2, probably.
Okay, let's get those in place.
Because their scene is, I mean, that's a great scene, and they're both at the top of their game. The rest of these, boy,
oh, we didn't really talk much about Bran. Dude, Bran is so boring,
you know what?
dude.
I did have something I wanted to say about Bran. I can't remember if I actually
Bran.
Bran. I can't remember his name. And I think if I don't know if I took a note about it, but my whole thesis was basically just like, Bran's storyline be hella boring, bro.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It's so boring. I just don't care about you, my guy, and your shitty haircut. I just don't care.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about Bran. Boy, this is...
So Bran makes the list, right?
Definitely not. This is tough. Roose might be a little premature.
I agree with that.
I think we can lose him.
Okay, so if we're talking about position, I will agree with your Littlefinger assessment. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get him up there on 3. Okay. It may change.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Let's narrow down our 5 first, and then we can rearrange if we need to.
Right.
John stays.
I feel bad. I feel like if we put John, we have to put Egret, and if we put Egret, we have to put John.
Why?
Because they're
Last
like together.
episode, we
They're
only put one of them.
I know, and I feel like we're screwing poor Egret here. We keep putting
John's screwing
in place
poor
of
Egret.
True. In place of like as a placeholder for both of them. I guess he did save her though, not the other way around. All right, I can get behind that logic. I just feel bad because
You could get behind Egret.
I would. Oh, you have no idea. I just feel bad because I do like Egret a lot. Okay, that leaves us with 2 spots for John, Mel, and Thoros. I think it's John and Thoros.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't agree with Mel. So yeah,
Making a list. Oh, okay. I thought you did. Okay.
Nah.
Then there we go. Easy peasy. What placement?
I think that's exactly how it goes.
I think yeah. Meaning John will go to 4, and Thoros of Mir will go to 5. So that leaves us with Tywin retaking his number 1 spot. Lady Olenna, just a baller and a half at 2. Littlefinger with one of the more memorable sequences in this series at 3, and in a very good, powerful position. Jon Snow, hey, he climbed that wall. He saved his bay. Good on him all the way around. And I still feel like we don't give Jon enough credit. So he's at 4. And then Thoros, on the strength of one really good monologue, takes number 5.
Boy, man,
are you good at that?
This episode, I can't figure out if I like it or not. Like overall, you know?
It's more of like a typical episode of what we had earlier in the season, I feel like, where it's like there's some really good things, and there's also a lot of stuff I don't super care about, like Theon and Bran.
We barely even talked about it.
We barely talked about either. We're showing our bias a little bit.
It's okay.
Oh, you know who needs to be on here is my dude Enemir. Big time Enemir.
Oh my god.
The most lovable dope ever, Enemir. Is that it? Are we good?
I think that's it, man.
Okay,
I think that's the dealio. That's the who be thrown in dealio.
That's who be thrown in once again.
Why don't you take us out here, pal?
Okay, I will take us out. This has been episode 26 of Game of Thrones.
Not 25.
Definitely not 25. Thank you folks so much for joining us. We love having you along, and we appreciate the hell out of you. Go do all the stuff that Zach. Did you do the plug yet, or did we not do a plug?
I don't think we did a plug.
Shoot. Well, look us up on the Spotifys and the
Spotifys. All right.
I'm so
Put your head down. Go to town. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff at We Don't Want a Pod. Also, friendly reminder, we're going to have our friends Sam and Emily joining us on the podcast in 2 episodes. It's going to be a real fun time. If you guys have seen the series before, you know what is coming in 2 episodes. I am coming in 2 episodes. And Sam and Emily
on the Spotify.
Sam and Emily from Harry Potter and the Half Drunk podcast will be joining us to break that mess of an episode down. We're very excited to have them back on. If you are new to the show and you are unfamiliar with Harry Potter and the Half Drunk podcast, go check them out. They talk about Harry Potter. You probably guessed it. What? And they may or may not partake in some adult beverages at the same time. It's a good time, good laughs, good people, and we are very excited actually to have them back on the show. So yeah, do that whole thing, and also like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. We appreciate all that jazz. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Later. Go to town on some meat. Wait, what was it?